And we are live. And for those that have been waiting, welcome, Jordan. Really excited to be on this Bybit General AMA with Jordan, the Bybit SA ambassador. So welcome. And we are going to do some really awesome TA, and we've got some movement happening on the charts at the moment. And we're gonna get right into the TA. So, guys, remember, I just want to talk about the Bybit South Africa Telegram group. If you're not part of the community, make sure you look up Bybit South Africa on Telegram. The link is t.me/Bybit South Africa. And there's some really awesome TA that goes on in there on a daily basis. You can see, guys, that we chat about the markets, we chat about things that are happening on the crypto charts. And Jordan's often posting TA. There's a couple of guys that are often posting TA just on the fly, things that we can't normally do on YouTube or on Tradingview. So have a look up there, and I really think you'll enjoy the community. So just remember, we've got a $50 prize pool for the best interaction. So make sure you interact and you post in the comment.
Yeah, Rajesh, thank you everybody for being here. I see some comments coming in. So remember, we've got a prize pool for AMA questions, and we will be having an AMA a little bit further towards the end. So if you have any questions relating to the Bybit platform, how to use it, hang on to them. And if anything relates to the TA that Shawn is doing, in terms of actually opening the trades that he's talking about, you can also just air your question and he'll put my screen on and I'll show you how to go about doing it. But please do invite your friends. Let's take just 2 minutes. I see there's 7 watching. It keeps on going up. Crypto Cloud is here. Israel's here. Rajesh is here. Let's get the team going.
Guys.
Thank you for joining.
Welcome. So for those that aren't from the Bybit group and that have subscribed to my channel, just make sure, if you don't have a Bybit account, for you to be able to receive that bonus that we're going to be giving out. We're going to be giving out a few bonuses. Make sure you have a Bybit account. Links in the description. At the moment, there's about a $4,200 bonuses, depending on what you are going to be depositing. But I love Bybit. I've been trading on the platform for quite some time, and really happy. I think during the World Series of Trading, I think I got about $200 worth of bonuses. So it's really awesome. Hey, what's up, McCall? Jess, how are you doing, man? We're gonna talk about you can see your descending wedge there. Nice spot there on the group. Welcome, guys. Welcome.
Well done, Jess. A newbie who's learned so much. Congratulations.
Incredible. Absolutely incredible. Okay, so I'm gonna jump straight into the charts right now. And I'm going to look at a couple of things. But right now, we had a very sharp move to the downside. And we had a falling wedge pattern that Jess called out. Very good call out there. I actually had this lower trend line, but I didn't see that upper trend line. So thanks, Jess. You rock. And you can see we've actually rejected all the way from that $21,000 area. Respected that trend line, and if we even go up a little bit further, we can see even when we were at that $24,000, $25,000 area, we had rejection there. So we've actually had no real breakout of that upper trend line. I mean, obviously we were trading in these higher lows, higher highs, higher lows, up until we got to the $25,000 area, and a huge rejection right down from the $23,000 area. And currently trading where we're trading. And you can see price not really doing anything significant above that trend line. I'm just getting a little bit of lag there. Let me just pull that across. And you can see we've rejected every single time. Now that's not to say that we aren't going to get a breakout there. The crypto market at the moment is in a very funny place. A lot of people are calling for a lot lower prices, And I think we could see lower prices happening. I mean, have a look at this. Over the last couple of days, since the 29th of August, we've had a test of this daily level, and that daily level there is at 19,550,000 odd, is holding nicely. But you know what they say, consolidation above support is normally bearish. Consolidation below resistance is bullish. So for me, this is one kind of resistance, but I look at the horizontals and I look at the trend lines as confluence. So we can see here that we had a bounce off that daily level at the moment, and arguably a swing failure pattern of this green candle of that low there on the 1 hour. But we've got to really look at what's happening on the order flow. Let's look quickly at some of the oscillators to see if we can see any divergences. So, okay, yeah, not really a low coming in there, so we can't really see any divergence on the 1 hour. Let's look at the 30-minute. Okay, so we've got a lower low between this low and that low. Just do a reset there. Okay, no bullish divergence that I can see at the moment over there. So yeah, possibly I would wait a little bit. And the fact for me that we haven't taken out that previous low wick means that we could actually see a wick below this area. So I would, if it was me, again, not financial advice, I would wait till we see a wick below this to take out that low, because then it confirms the swing failure pattern for me. Let's go have a look on the 15-minute if we see any divergence there. No bullish divergence there at the moment. 5-minute. Okay, there, 5-minute, we're showing a little bit of bullish divergence on the awesome oscillator. Let's have a look, see what the RSI is saying. You know, if you've got more than one indicator that is confirming what we're seeing. Okay, yeah, and we've got a little bit of bullish divergence going on there. You can see the oscillator making a higher low here on our awesome oscillator. Come on, you are not doing what you should be doing. Let me just close a couple of these windows here. I'm going to close that one, and I'm going to close that one. So right there, some bullish divergence. So very, very interesting that the OBV isn't showing that, but you know, sometimes you get the OBV not showing divergence, but the oscillators showing divergence. Let's have a look quickly what the CVD is doing. Okay, so normally what we'd be looking for on CVD over here is we would want a lower low to form on price. In other words, come down, and we would want to see something like this, price come down and touch like that, and we would want to see a higher low on price. But at the moment, there's not really any bullish divergence there at the moment. So for me at the moment, I would want to wait to see what price is going to do. Quite interesting. On this daily chart, I was actually looking on the daily earlier on, and if we look at this OBV, you know, not a lot of people draw trend lines on the oscillators, and quite often a lot of guys and ladies trade the patterns on the OBV.
I mean, drawing trend lines on your oscillators is how you turn a lagging oscillator into a leading indicator.
Exactly. So in other words, if we now look at this daily chart, let me just minimize that a little bit, and that one, and have a look at these bounces that we've been getting on this trend line, and you'll see that it coincides with the tops, a lot of the tops and the bottoms. Have a look at that one there. We had a bounce on. Okay, obviously you couldn't see that trend line on the daily, but after we had a bounce on the trend line, we had the bottom there. once we pivoted there, didn't quite bounce on the trend line. We had a pivot there. So these pivots coincide with a lot of the pivots on the chart. So have a look at this one. There's a nice pivot on that trend line, and we had quite a nice pivot there from 24,200, went all the way back down to that weekly. So when we were at 25,000 and rejected there, again, we didn't have a breakout of the trend line. So what a lot of guys do is they actually trade the breakout. Personally, I don't love trading breakouts. I like to get in at the lows for a long, and I want to get short at the highs. But a lot of guys look for, if there was a breakout here, come here, and a retest, they would have taken that trade, and that could have coincided with, if we broke out above this level, possibly that 26,000 and broken up in that way.
So Shawn, we got a couple of quick questions here.
Okay.
In your opinion, what is the best scalping time frame to trade? Is ETH going to dump more? What's DXY doing? Is there bearish divergence on DXY? Thank you, Rajesh. Thank you, Chris. And let's see here, Chris. The indicator with the crosses that shows at the bottom or the top, that is the parabolic SAR, Chris. Thank you for that question. Israel, can those oscillators and indicators be found on the Bybit mobile app? Yes, I'm pretty sure they all can. So,
Absolutely.
Shawn, what is your favorite scalping time frame? I mean,
sure. I kind of look at all of the time frames. My favorite is to look on the 30-minute, and why I use the 30-minute is because the order flow charts traditionally, sorry, I've got the wrong thing on there. The order flow charts traditionally are, you view them on a 30-minute. Let me just do a reset there. So, and for me, I go between the 30-minute and the 15-minute. That's what my chart is on normally. Why? Because I can see the support and resistance flips quite easily. I mean, there you can see on that monthly. That's a very good support and resistance flip. If we look at on this 30-minute now, that is also a very, very important area. So for me, this is actually a very key area. So I want to go change that on my chart and go to the text and key level. Why is that a key level? If we lose that level, we're going to look down to that $19,200 area, and obviously very important to hold that level, otherwise we're going to dump lower. So yeah, 15 minutes, also one of my favorite time frames. When I trade, I actually trade on the Bybit app on my phone. I generally don't trade on the PC. I just find it faster on the app, to be honest with you. The default chart on the Bybit app is the 15-minute. And why I go and do that, I look at the markets. You can sort the markets according to what's pumped the most in percentage-wise. I look at those, and quite often on the 15-minute, you can see where there's a range. Like, oh, this is an interesting range. Maybe the short is on. I go to the chart and do some TA. But yeah, for divergences and CVD, I use all of the time frames.
I would say, my input on that question is a very nice question, and I would say it's all about strategy. Strategies are aimed at different time frames, and we won't have a brilliant win rate without a strategy. And strategies use specific indicators with specific measurements for a specific strategy. Like my 5-minute strategy that I uses MACD histogram on the 1-minute time frame, and the 15-minute strategy that I use, uses the parabolic SAR and the 15/50 EMA crosses, and it's all very specific. So I would say find the time frame that you're comfortable with or you enjoy, and then build a strategy. Find a strategy first that's been back tested already, like the one that I'm talking about, Joel's strategy on the 5-minute, or Trader Giant's strategy on the 15-minute, and then learn to use it. Don't come blindly into a time frame and try and just trade on one indicator or even 2 indicators. Rather find 3 or 4 indicators, build a strategy with them so that you can build your win rate according to risk to reward on every single trade, and just smash it out. Small amounts, small profits, compound. Beautiful question. Thank you very much. So
exactly.
Thank you, Shawn.
I was actually just switching off some alerts. I set some alerts on 1000 XEC for when price came to this point. So for those that don't know, you can actually set alerts on your Bybit mobile app. So when price hits a certain level, it alerts you to that price so that you can see what's happening there and make a decision.
So on your home screen on the app, look for strategy alerts, and that's where you will find those very custom, very cool. Awesome alerts. They're amazing. Yeah.
Very, very cool. Yeah. So let's have a look at
more questions.
Excuse me, that DXY. So DXY.
Can you consider the money flow index a leading or lagging indicator? That's a nice question. I mean, technically it's lagging, because it's an oscillator, but it's one of the more leading lagging indicators that you will ever find, because it has such an immediate tie to price action. When it starts going down vertical like this, you know it's time to go in, and you'll watch it come straight down while the RSI is still dilly-daddling a bit before it decides to dump. So nice question there, Israel.
Absolutely. Anything relating to volume is going to be a leading indicator. So and your oscillators like MACD, RSI, stochastic is actually a lagging indicator. But what you got to consider that the oscillators are it's looking at the motion that has already happened in the chart and predicting whether that motion is going to continue. Think about if I'm standing in a big open field, if I throw a stone as hard as I can in a certain straight up, it's going to go up until it starts reaching terminal velocity, and then it's going to start turning around and coming back. So, and the oscillators are exactly the same thing. It has to have momentum, and it has a time where it starts turning. And obviously, your overbought and your oversold areas on RSIs and stochastic RSIs work like when you've reached your terminal velocity. And obviously, those can fake out. But
Shawn, what do you think of Ichimoku? Crypto Cloud has been using Ichimoku as his main indicator.
I looked at that at one stage. It's extremely interesting. So interesting. It is a strategy that I started using for quite some time. And you can also see a lot of support and resistance areas with Ichimoku.
It does act nicely as support and resistance.
Yeah.
All right. And then another request from Israel just to check out Luna at some point. Interesting things are happening there. And I don't know. Let us know in the chat. Have you given up hope on Luna? Are you buying more now? You know that there's actually some positive stuff. Like what do we do? I'm sitting with this bag of Luna that's worth nothing. And I don't know whether I've actually lost hope and I should buy more, or whether I should just hodl what I have, which is, so let us know in the chat. All right, Apex Protocol is pumping on Bybit Spot, and it's not listed on a lot of exchanges, so I plan to trade it via GridBot. Wow, Crypto Cloud, some nice alpha there. Okay, so peeps, check out Apex on Bybit. Lovely.
Okay, so we don't have actually OBV on the DXY, but this is quite interesting. We've got some bearish divergence on the DXY at the moment on the daily. Very, very interesting. And the RSI is getting into overbought territory. So we can see there when it reaches 75, that's when it actually went and dumped before. So very, very interesting. We could see crypto dumping a little bit. Maybe an idea is that we take out some of the lows, go wick down below that $19,200 area. Not saying it's going to happen today, and maybe a little bit of pump. That's if that bearish divergence on the DXY plays out. So the DXY is the dollar index. So obviously, if the dollar index goes up, it means people are cashing out of their crypto, people are cashing out of their stocks. And that's why that index is going up. And it also means that the dollar is getting stronger compared to other currencies. So let's look at the USDT dominance.
Very important.
That is actually directly correlated to crypto. Okay, so you can see I've actually had my trend lines drawn then on the daily. We've been kind of rejecting at that trend line, but obviously if this is going up, the correlation with crypto is that money is flowing out of crypto. So coming back to your money flow question, this is a very, very important chart to take a look out for. And at the moment, yeah, there's not really bearish divergence on the daily. But you know what? This can change in a moment, because I mean, crypto being crypto, if everybody gets super bearish, that's generally when you got to think about, oh, maybe this is a time to start getting long. Because you know what the saying is, when there's fear in the market is when you got to buy, and when there's greed in the market is when you want to sell. So in other words, the greed comes in when you're reaching the tops, and when you're reaching the all-time highs, and that's when people are FOMOing in and buying in. And if you're a wise owl or a wise investor, you start selling when everybody gets super bullish. Like, think about these highs here, 25,000. So it's a difficult thing at the moment, you know. We could have already seen the bottom, but we could also be seeing some lower price.
But I mean, you don't have to worry. Basically, right now, dollar cost averaging is your friend. You know, you're looking for lower levels with your, you know, hodl your stables. Right now, stables are your friend. You want liquidity.
Exactly.
You want USDT, like, you know, focus on earning, and focus on just adding to your bag slowly, because we don't know how long this winter is going to last, this crypto winter. And you want to be buying the whole time, because if you're building a portfolio now, let's face it, it's a nice level to be building a new portfolio. So just take it bit by bit. I mean, even if in 2 months we start the bull run again, at least you've DCA'd for 2 months. But if this bear trend lasts for 7 months or 2 years, you want to also have the liquidity to be able to buy down to 12,000 if we go down there. So yes, thank you very much. Awesome information.
Exactly. So, you know, just to come back to what you were saying about trends, Jordan. So we had actually quite a bullish trend up, and it looked, when it was over here, I actually really did think that Bitcoin was gonna break above these 25,000 and even the $26,000 area, because we were making these higher lows and these higher highs. But you know what the saying goes, for me, I never give, oh no, Bitcoin's definitely going to this price, it's going to dump down to this price, or we're going to pump to this price. Why? Because I personally like to trade the ranges. When a range forms, it's easy to trade the range, short at the top of the range, long at the bottom of the range, as long as that resistance rejects that resistance and the support holds, and you can make really good money. And the idea is, if I take a long at this point here, where Bitcoin seems to be bouncing, and we have a breakout above this weekly here, then I can hold that as a swing trade instead of a scalp. So when price gets to this point, look at your CVD, look at your what volume is doing, look at the candles, and decide whether you're going to stay in the trade or not. You know, so the point is, don't have a overly bullish bias. Yes, in long term, we're all bullish on Bitcoin, and the halving is coming in 2024. So I'm trading BTC USD. So accumulate your BTC for when the bull market is going to come. Now is the time to start accumulating your BTC. Now is the time to start. I mean, obviously, if you build your USDT, and if we go short and we go to $10,000 and you catch a short from $20,000 to $10,000, hey, you've made your USDT. And then when it hits the bottom, use your USDT to buy BTC, so that when we're back in a bull market, you grow your BTC at the top, sell your BTC, and trade USDT down again. And that's how you start increasing your holdings. Yeah, so we've really got to hold this level here at 19,276. Why? Because it's the last higher low. And if we break down there and retest there, it's actually made another lower high, and we could see price go down. So very important. Trade the ranges until they break. And we've got some very clear ranges here. If we look at the daily, have a look there. Yeah, we had, okay, obviously here we had a very obvious range, and that was a very nice, yeah, I traded this range very nicely. And here we had a breakout of the range. For a very short time, you had a range here, back into the range, and here we had another range. So you traded that range over here until it broke. Here we had another range, traded that range, broke to the downside, And now at the moment, as we are, trade this range, trade the range until it breaks. And very, very important, what I've started doing is, if you have a short at this point here, and we come down and we break below these levels, hold on to your short. And if you take a long here, and we break out above these levels, there's a certain point where you close your short and you hold your long. So very, very important to hedge your positions.
Very interesting.
Yeah. So let's maybe look at.
When you're ready, we have a request for Matic from Verena van Bosch.
Hello, Verena. My very good
please
friend.
Let me know. Oh, really? Amazing.
Yes, I've known Verena for years. Welcome, Verena. Thanks, man.
Lovely. If you have any questions about the Bybit platform, also keep them in mind. Drop them on the chat. Thank you.
Okay, it's been a while since I've traded Matic. Let me just see if I've got any TA on this chart. I don't have any TA really. Okay, let's quickly go chart levels. Got a monthly level there. Okay, we got another monthly level here. So immediately there, you can see there's quite a big range here between 47 cents and 93 cents. So we're coming to the top of the big range. Obviously, we're looking on the monthly time frame right now. So I'm just going to do TA literally on this range. And let's look at the weekly, if there's any levels in between there. Okay, I'm not going to mark that because this weekly candle isn't closed yet. Not really too much in there. Look at the daily. Okay, so there we've got a very, very strong support on the daily. We've got quite a few touches on the daily level. Have a look here. Even goes through to this section here. You can see it was tested as resistance. See there, that was resistance. Came through, broke through resistance, rejected at the monthly level, bounced and held that daily level as support. And very interesting, look at this. On the daily swing failure pattern, took out these lows, and obviously that was liquidity for some whales and a very, very quick move up there, 3-day move up there. Swing failure pattern above these highs, and yeah, currently we had bounces there on that 75 cents area all the way from the 19th of August. So if you want to look at a smaller range, here is what we're looking at right now. So I'm going to draw a parallel channel right there. And let's go down to the 30 minutes so we can see our parallel channel a little bit easier. And yeah, you can see price has been trading in that range very, very nicely. Okay, we broke down into that range 19th of August. And since then, okay, almost touches there. So my parallel channel might not be 100% accurate. And we bounced there, almost had a touch to the top of the channel. And look how this middle of this channel has also been very, very important. So it's acted as support there, it's acted as resistance. So remember when you're drawing channels, very, very important line. And we can also draw a fixed range there. So from where it broke into that range. And let's look at where our value area highs and lows are. Oh, that's quite interesting. So at the moment,
Bot would have done so well in that range.
Yeah, tell you. This is very, very interesting. Rejected at the value area high, so you could have taken shorts there. Okay, at the bottom of that, okay, yeah, we bounced on this one. I can actually see that, yeah, that could be a fib. Is that let me just see how far that, yeah, there we go. We had a move down. You could have pulled your fib from there to there. And if you'd taken a long, that's where you would have taken profit in that full fib golden pocket retracement. But it's very interesting that we've tested this value area high of the range as support. So if this value area high keeps on holding here as support, we could actually have some breakouts that are happening. And I find it quite interesting that Matic is at the point that it's at the top of the range when Bitcoin is at the bottom of its range. That's rather rather interesting, because look at where Bitcoin was on the 19th of August. We were coming down from the $21,000 area. We had a lower high, lower lows. Whereas Matic, if we go on to, let's go on to the 4-hour, we've actually been in an uptrend with it. Very interesting. Wow. I might actually put this on my watch list, Farina.
Yeah, so that's really bullish for that asset. I mean, look at that nice formation there. Of course, watch out for, we see that exact formation happened on Bitcoin, then we have seen the bear trend that we're in now. So watch out for a bear trend from here. But that is really bullish. I mean, look out for a retrace down there to the top of that value area high for a nice boost off that value area high as a retest.
So you could even trade this channel there. You've got actually like a little sending wedge. So short at the top, long, but make sure that you get rejections and confirmations when you go into those.
Just try to get your best possible entries in. All right, so Bitcoin's actually pumping up now, which is nice. Back up to that event level at 19,893. We've had a nice solid little 1-hour candle. Not exactly an engulfing, but sure. Currently being rejected at that event level again, which
very
is
interesting.
just super predictable. But I see here a very nice question. Let me quickly answer, Israel. Can you talk about copy trading and Sharkfin, which is more low risk? So Sharkfin is actually principal protected. Depending on where your prediction is, you stand to gain more or you stand to gain a little bit, but it is principal protected. However, copy trading is not principal protected. So the answer to your question is that copy trading is much more risky, although Sharkfin does require a little bit more capital and a little bit more maybe waiting time, etc. I think they're both interesting options. That's why they are on Bybit, is because they are both awesome things to use in different ways over different time periods. So yeah, if you're using copy trading, make sure you are using a stop loss and you are using a take profit. You're following a good trader. You're using a little bit of margin, enough to cover all the trades. But of course, keep your risk management very tight if you're using copy trading. And Sharkfin, you don't really have to worry. Just try and get your predictions right. So awesome question there. Thank you, Israel.
Amazing, guys. Just a reminder, if you haven't given me a like, please give us a like. Just help us with the YouTube algorithm. And if you haven't subscribed, just give us a subscribe.
Smash up the comments. Let's show Shawn the love. Take the link, drop it in your communities, post a tweet. Let's get it going. You know what? I think we're going to do this monthly. We're going to have 3 different topics that we'll let you suggest.
Amazing.
And yeah, get into it. Let's let everybody know. So thank you, Shawn. Thank you for hosting us. This is wonderful.
Absolutely. And thanks guys for coming and supporting and commenting. And yeah, maybe I want to look at that. Should we look at the Luna trade?
Yes.
Luna. I was looking at it earlier, and I wished I'd actually seen it a little bit earlier. Where are we? There we go. So very, very interesting. We actually had I saw afterwards, if you're on the 15-minute, we actually had a head and shoulder. And on the 5-minute, we had it's almost like a double head and shoulder. So if you had a look here, we had one shoulder and we had a second shoulder and then a rejection. And very interesting that it rejected at a kind of support resistance flip area. Can you see there? That was support, resistance, support, resistance. So and it retested that as a resistance area. So let me just mark that on my chart as a SR flip retest. And it looked like at one stage, excuse me, at one stage that we were retesting this daily as resistance, but then we broke out, and we could be retesting this as support.
Do you think on a fundamental level, Luna has any potential in the future? Do you think it's going to make a comeback?
Lately, I've not looked at many fundamentals. I've just gone and traded it.
But do you think a coin that got trashed so badly, can ever bring back its reputation to hit back to its all-time highs?
It's possible. It's very, very possible. Yeah. I know a guy, very, very interestingly, that when this thing was dumping, I think he started with something like $400, And just trading this, and just obviously it was risky trades. He made about $100,000 on the dump. So yeah, but it's very, very possible.
The trend is your friend.
Trend is your friend. Absolutely. Trade with the
Don't swim against the waves.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so lately I couldn't tell you anything about XCC and the fundamentals, but I went onto markets. I went and looked at the top coin that had pumped. I saw this one had a major pump, did some quick TA on it, and I saw there was a swing failure pattern, took out these highs here, and a very big rejection. I went and looked at my CVD divergence and took the, I looked at there was the swing failure pattern today, and I got my entry.
I think,
and I'm actually
that's an important note there on screening for alts. If you do want to trade altcoins, it's very important to know how to screen for them. So Shawn, if you maybe just want to show the viewers, how you go about just looking for if there's possibly an alt that's showing volatility or maybe can generate a signal for us.
So you can do this on your app, or you can do this on the website. So if you go to bybit.com/markets, you can actually go and see. Let me just see. Has it opened on the right page? I don't think it has. Oh, once you're on the bybit.com, you go to markets, and you've got market overview, and I think it's market data. I normally do this on my mobile app. So let me just see here. And normally what you can do is you can go and view them according to what has pumped the most over the last 24 hours percentage-wise. Here we go.
ADA TA. All right, Israel.
ADA. That's your favorite. Maybe you should handle this, Jordan. ADA is one of your favorites, bud.
I think this is your one. I think this is your stream. Maybe next time I'll hop on the TA. I'm the Bybit guy today. But they're 15. They're 15. So thank you. Thank you, everybody. 15 watching now is awesome for our first live debut.
Amazing. Thanks, guys.
So continue spreading it, and much appreciated.
So yeah, you can see Matic has actually pumped 4% over the last 24 hours. Which is actually quite good. So normally you can let me just go to markets, and perhaps it's in market overview where you can actually click and see what the percentages have been. So I'll do the ADA.
If El-Marie is still on the stream, El-Marie, please drop in the comments how you go about screening for alts. El-Marie is a extremely professional technical analyst who puts out amazing signals. So shout out to Salsa Signals doing beautiful things for South Africa. But please, I know you have a specific strategy for screening. So if you wouldn't mind dropping us, that would be awesome. Thanks, El-Marie.
That'd be great. This is my strategy, but hey, if I can make the strategy better, great, man.
Exactly.
So what I go and do in the morning, I look at all of these pairs, and you can see 24-hour change percentage. If you click on it once, you can see the ones that have dumped the most. So potentially those could be long opportunities if you have a strong bullish trend. But at the moment, the trend for me is bearish. So I go and look at the ones that have pumped the most. Obviously, this can be dangerous because once it's pumped and you have a breakout. I mean, Unfi is one of those coins. In one day, I think it pumped. I think it was the 8th of August. It pumped something like from $2 to $41. There was a lot of liquidations in that. So, yeah, there you can see Luna 2 pumped 12%. Balancer, one of my favorite coins, also pumped up. Yeah, so, and also nice to see the 24-hour turnover, because Bitcoin obviously right.
So basically, from my perspective, what I'm hearing is you're looking for big dips to long, and you're looking for big pumps to short, basically, when you're screening.
Exactly.
Okay, so El-Marie is dropping. I use in the following order: Crypto Loom, NDI Crypto Screener, and more is coming now. But basically, that is amazing. Thank you, El-Marie. So there's some awesome online resources you can use to actually screen for alts.
Amazing. I've got to remember those. Thanks, Elmarie. Really, BTC Bit token still pumping on 4-hour token. That's very, very interesting. Let's have a look at what Bit is doing. Okay. Okay, it's got a 4 hour. Oh, sure. So we've got a Star Wars lightsaber there at the moment.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Very interesting. 60 cents all the way up to 61 cents. And that for Bit is actually quite big. Okay, so we look at ADA.
Yes. I can throw my chart up. I'll bring it up just now. Okay, so Israel. Bryce is another alt that moves. Interesting. Crypto bubbles. Oh, yes, I love crypto bubbles. Thank you, Chris. I do like crypto bubbles. It's so cool because, yeah, you can see a lot. And, you know, the visual aspect of it helps. Obviously, you know, we also have the heat map, which we use quite often. But bubbles is great. Steve, don't worry about being late. It's great that you're here. Thank you. Spread the word.
Brother. You can also watch the stream from the beginning. That's the great thing. So you can go and replay it. Excuse me. Excuse the cough, guys. I've got a little bit of a dry chest. All of these allergies and stuff that's been going around in South Africa at the moment. So we just need some good rains, man. Jeez. Okay. See what's happening on the weekly. Okay. Weekly level there.
Yeah, Star Wars candle. There is something else that they call those candles, but I won't mention it.
No, we won't be rude.
Something I love about the lingo in crypto is how we've kind of adapted some of these profanities to be more accepted. You know, well, you know what we call coins with no fundamental value, etc.
Yes.
And it's actually become like a term. You know, it's interesting.
Sure. Also very, very interesting that 26th, 19th, we've actually come up a little bit on ADA. Well, so you know, another way that you can look at this is right, almost right at the bottom of where ADA has been in a long time. You know, it could also mean that we've seen a major bottom happening here. Obviously not
What's
financially.
really interesting to me, what I'm seeing is that ADA is respecting a similar event level to BTC right now. But right now, BTC is currently just under that level being rejected, and ADA seems to be just above its event level.
Yeah.
So if Bitcoin can get rejected and ADA can continue with a little bit of bullishness, yes, it will be great for ADA in the long term. But you know what? As a holder, I just want ADA to come down because the long-term possibilities are so awesome. And I love to buy low. And look at that. We had a buying opportunity on the 26th of August at 42 cents, you know, which is already a good investment now at 45 cents. So just look for lower levels. You know, my levels are the 40 cents level and the 33 cents level for actual limit buys. But basically, don't be afraid on ADA of lower levels. And, you know, don't be afraid of the fact that it's so stable because you know what? If you invested ADA at 54 cents just before that massive drop that we had, of course, you'll be in a loss. But you'll be in a lot less of a loss that you would be on, say, you know, Doge or any of those coins with much higher volatility. So the stability in dollar cost averaging into a coin like this and the coin staying low from a long period of time can be a really good thing in the long run because it allows you to buy a lot over a long period of time, dollar cost averaging at small amounts, staking those amounts for the long term. And yeah, as you can hear, I'm pretty bullish on the asset, even if it comes down, no matter how low it goes. You know, the roadmap is quite nice and long. And that's why I do urge you all to keep liquidity on the side, as I say, and just keep your dollar cost averaging small.
So quite interesting. Earlier, I posted on the Bybit South Africa Telegram group at 6:30. Quite interesting. We've at the lows of the candle. Yeah, you can see right where we bounced at 19,500. We had a lot of shorts. So this is the delta. This is the difference between the longs and the shorts on order flow. This is an imbalance chart. So I can actually change this to see what the buys were. So on the left in the red were the sells, on the right were the buys, and here's the delta of the candle. $70 million or 70 million contracts that had opened in the 30-minute candle. And you can see a lot of shorts coming into the lows and that move up. Now, all of these guys that have shorted here are now trapped. So they're going to have a point of invalidation. Some of them might have closed their shorts out at that $19,800 level, but now we're coming back down a little bit. Yeah, so it could have liquidated some of the shorts. Let's quickly look at. We're going to turn back on our delta profile. Actually, let's turn on just straight delta.
Israel currently shorting BTC. Nice. I hope your leverage is not too high. Steve, we're also at a 4-hour supply zone. Nice. Looking at Bit, do you think we've made a daily lower high from Steve?
Very possible. Let's have a look at Bit again.
And in these last 13 minutes, please do ask any Bybit questions. Of course, drop any more ALTS. We do have some more time. Thank you, everybody, for being here. It's been awesome.
Amazing, guys. Thank you so much. It's actually it's been a chilled vibe, I think, and I've really enjoyed the stream. So, yeah, it does look like we are making some higher lows, and we're definitely making higher highs on the 4-hour. So, if you take your trend line, here's the low. There's a higher low, and a bit of a lower low. So we call that our higher low. There's a higher low, and definitely a higher low in this area. So in terms of our highs, there was our first high, higher high, higher high, higher high. We had a lower high there, bit of a higher high, but definitely a higher high on this point here. So yeah, again, it could, depending on what Bitcoin is going to do, we need to just be cognizant of if Bitcoin dumps below this 19,000 and this $19,500 area and this $19,200 area, that is going to affect the alts. And I think if we dump below these areas, have a look at the BTC dominance. So at the moment, 4-hour, the BTC dominance is down, which means that altcoins are going to pump. And that's why we're seeing coins like Bit, like Matic, like Luna that have been pumping. And you'll see a couple of coins pumping. But if we have, and there's a trend line here at that 39.7% area, if we have a bounce here and Bitcoin starts going up in dominance, then that's possibly the time to short your alts. And that could be a very, very good opportunity looking at where some of these alts are. So keep an eye on that Bitcoin dominance, very, very important. If Bitcoin, on the other hand, if Bitcoin starts breaking these trend lines and the dominance starts going down, we're gonna have alts rally in a very, very big way.
All right, interesting. Verena is asking for BCH, not something that I have personally been charting.
I was actually trading it a couple of weeks ago. I know it was at the $107 area, and I think last time I checked it was above 120. Let's have a look. See. So BCH, that's Bitcoin Cash, isn't it?
Yes.
Okay. Oh, I've actually got some lines on there. Oh, look at that. Okay, we're at $115 area. So I know we dipped below. Yeah, we dipped way below, went to the $97 area and went up there. So let's just quickly go and refresh some of these lines. So very clear range at the moment here. Just go back to my daily. Right there. Okay, so nice clear range here between $120. We've got quite a hectic resistance there on the daily. We rejected twice, and very nice support here at $112. But obviously make sure that this is going to hold. Let's see if there's any noticeable trend lines. There's yeah, possibly a down sloping triangle. It's a lot of support in this area, quite a few touches. And by the way, guys, if you are looking for what some of the patterns mean and how to trade some of the chart patterns, the patternsite.com, I use it quite a lot, and it gives you a lot of rules. So Thomas Bulkowski, he on each of these patterns, he's written books about this. He's traded them at least 800 times, 900 times, and he takes the data and gives it to you in. So if I go to the index and I go look at, let's look at triangles. There's a descending triangle, which is what we had on that BCH chart, and it gives you all of the rules. Yeah, it tells you what the rules are. Tells you how to trade it if it gets to certain of the points. So basically, it's telling you that that you can trade the breakouts, but you can also trade the touches on the upper trend line and the lower trend line. So go have a look at that. But basically, yeah, if we have a touch there and Bitcoin holds, confluence with that daily level and the lower trend line of that descending triangle. So we could have a bounce there, but also you've got to look at the bullish and bearish scenarios. Always have a couple of scenarios when you're trading, because for me, when price gets to my support level, I do want to see along there, but if that support level is not holding and price comes straight through that level and retests as resistance, then the short might be on.
You can even open both trades, and you can just allocate your margin according to which scenario you think statistically is more likely to play out.
Correct. And also make sure that
hedging.
Absolutely. And when you're hedging, don't go too big. I mean, use wisdom and use decent.
Rajesh has been learning the hedging, and yeah, he's been doing well. Well done, Rajesh. Okay, awesome. So Israel, how do you trade options on Bybit? This is not something I can teach you in 6 or 7 minutes. So thank you for that question. We will do a full section on that in the SA group. So please, everybody, come to our Bybit SA Telegram group for more tutorials. We do them twice a week.
Yeah. Chris was just asking website, please. That's thepatternsite.com.
Right. Okay. So what's the nature of options trading? It's basically just another method of borrowing capital. And yes, I will talk you through it. It's a little bit more complex, and maybe for a little bit of the more experienced investor. I know Crypto Cloud, well, I'm pretty sure Crypto Cloud has some experience, so he can also speak into that, but we will do a full session on that. Thank you, Israel.
Okay. All so right. Do you want to share your 88 chart in the last couple of minutes, Jordan? I think you could probably have a lot more data than I do.
I mean, it's such a simple chart. Yeah, there's a nice simple range, but I think let's ask for one more AMA.
Okay, cool.
Israel, do you use the Elliott waves trading? Not really. I don't particularly, but I have looked at it. I have done my research on it, and it's interesting.
It's extremely interesting.
Drop one more altcoin for Shawn to look at in these last 6 minutes. And if you have asked a question that has been answered, please do send me your UID, your Telegram to my Telegram. I will come back through the chat and check up on everyone who asked, but I would like to reward you. So please go ahead and send me your UIDs.
Awesome. Yeah, so if you've had a question answered, there's a bonus on the way. Make sure you have a Bybit account. But I think most of the guys on here have Bybit accounts.
If you don't have a Bybit account, sign up underneath Shawn's link in the caption of the YouTube.
Israel Anthony. So many Israels. I'm the one true Israel. Okay. There are quite a few Israels. Look at that. Welcome everybody from Israel. Okay, Israel.
Oh, so we've had
I saw a couple of TRBs. I think there were 2 for TRB.
BNB, XTZ, Solana. So you can choose.
Okay, there's BNB, Solana. You know what? Let me do Solana. It's actually on my watch list.
Same, yeah.
So this is so. By the way, also look at at the ES, and look at that on the daily. The ES is dumping, so Bitcoin at the moment is following what the traditional markets are doing. If there's a dump on the traditional markets, and you're going to get a dump on crypto generally. If there's a pump on the traditional markets, you're going to get a pump on crypto as well. So let me.
Question from Marie. Very interesting. You better not ask me this because I'll be too honest. But Shawn, how do you feel about Doge and SHIB in general? So you did say you haven't been too much into the fundamental analysis lately, but just
so in the beginning, I was saying that there's no use case for the coins. For me, if I'm buying a coin, I want to know that the use case is absolutely awesome. But I must say, over the last couple of months, there has been more and more use case for Dogecoin and SHIB. And in the beginning, I didn't want to touch it. But it's one of those that, I mean, look at what was the guy that
big communities.
Yeah,
which makes them very strong. The only problem I would say
is
the
great thing.
The tokenomics, first of all, as well as who owns the market share there, who owns the majority of the tokens, and do they have complete power, kind of thing. And those are things that kind of push me away from those coins. But SHIB is developing amazing use cases, and Doge might be exclusive, the exclusive payment on certain platforms, Elon's platforms. So yes, just on their community and just on the fact that their communities have thrived and now use cases are evolving, I would say personally that they are interesting coins, but keep them as the high risk part of your portfolio. So thank you, Marie. Awesome.
Absolutely. Yeah, and it's one. I think it was it SHIB that the guy bought $8,000 worth of coins, and at the low when it was worth absolutely nothing, and he became a billionaire. So, it's one of those.
Yeah,
one of those,
that can happen in reverse, which is something to look out for. Like Rajesh is saying,
well,
it's like a lotto ticket. Retail pumps those memes, exactly. So the volatility is huge, and of course, if it's small amounts that you're willing to lose, then you can only really stand to gain. But don't go put your life savings into Doge or SHIB. Not financial advice.
Nah, exactly. So okay, Solana, for the range, we've been rejecting at the value area low, which is not too bullish for the coin. I mean, it's looking quite low here. You can see we've been in a downward trend since the 31st of August. Okay, that's only 1 day away, but on the 4 hour, quite a nice downtrend. So, I mean, this could break either way, really. And we've been bouncing on a weekly level there, holding as support. So yeah, this is quite an interesting one. You could have traded this. It's kind of like a parallel channel. You're short there, long there, short. Okay, short there, swing failure pattern above those highs. Yeah, very, very, very interesting one. Long-term Solana, I think this is a lot of guys have been very bullish at that. This thing also had a huge dump. I mean, I remember what was that? Like, there it is.
Look at those green candles on the way up.
That is incredible. I mean, this is the thing. I always say to people, if you can make money on a bearish trend, once
on the up,
bull
then
trend
the down
starts going, you're going to make money. So make sure you're learning how to have correct trade management, very, very good stop losses, and if you're making money when the market is going down, you're going to find it extremely easy to make money when the market is going up. So yeah, this is the time to increase your education, and this is the time to really kind of sharpen your tool
And
belt.
build a portfolio, build it slowly,
Exactly.
make sure that it's diversified properly and all of that. All right, so it looks like we're through our time. Thank you, Shawn.
Awesome, man, guys. Thank you so much. It's really been awesome to have the interaction, and thank you guys so much for watching, and
Much
remember
appreciated.
remember to go and comment in the Bybit South Africa Telegram group. Join the Telegram group if you're watching the stream later on, and remember to subscribe. Check out Jordan on Twitter as well, and I'm also on Twitter. So I know Jordan posts some TA there every now and again. So his handle is the same as his handle in the Bybit Telegram. His link to the Telegram is actually in the bio of the video as well. So I'm the same username on Twitter, Zar Trader Guy. Often post my TradingView TA there. Sometimes I don't get my TA onto YouTube. There we go. There's Jordan. You can see I've got Crypto to see when he's saying there's a breakout coming, because then you
when to go opposite. Yeah.
What's up, Crypto?
Shout out.
Shout out to Crypto. What's up, brother?
Thank you for indicating the opposite direction.
Yeah. Awesome, guys. So thanks for watching, and we'll give an announcement when we're going to do the next live stream. So be safe in your trading. So Chris, that patternsite.com, I did type it in there. I'll throw it up in the Bybit South Africa Telegram group, patternsite.com. Guys, have a wonderful evening. Happy Spring Day. Was a wonderful day in Joburg. Hope where you guys have been, rest of Africa, the rest of the world, that has been an amazing day. Safe trading to you guys, and we'll see you next time. Cheers, guys. Cheers, Jordan. Thank you so much, man. Really appreciate you hopping on as my special guest.
Thank you, Shawn. Good night, everyone. Thanks again.
Night, guys. Cheers.